built his swamp where his creatures could swim. Their piles of money, they keep raking it in. They sow confusion and then they rob our tax money, right to the mob. His tweets are buzzards eating on the road, and there he sits on his golden commode. Thousands of lies with his nostrils flaring. Fox News is bullshit, constantly declaring the law means nothing, and neither does his words. King of the grifters and his septic tank of turds. It's all a con, and it's plain to see. A childish Twitter should have screwing you and me. Screwing you and me. His tweets like buzzards eating on the road, and there he sits on his golden commode. Sitting in his golden commode. It's all a con, and it's plain to see. A childish Twitter should have screwing you and me. It's all a con, and it's plain to see. A childish Twitter should have screwing you and me. Screwing you and me.
Screwing You and Me. That's the song. That is John Lawrence out in Tallahassee, Florida's voice. We appreciate him very much, as we do TW and others that have donated to this show with their talents. We appreciate it very much. Again, remind you, you can go to Bandcamp to follow the link at the website, I think.
Yeah, there should be a link down below.
And
in the
you can
description to John
download
Lawrence's music.
John Lawrence's music for free. They're quite enjoyable to listen to. Anyway, baby, it's Tuesday. I almost said Sunday. It's Tuesday, baby.
I mean, it feels like a Sunday.
Man, I'm getting my days mixed up. Shit, what are you gonna do?
Everybody is. Don't worry.
I swear, one day bleeds into the next. Anyway, it is Tuesday. Time for a Blue Dot family meeting. I'm glad you're here. Michelle Graham is here. Maria Betancourt is here. Stephanie Dean, thank you very much. I guess Jay is right there with you. And then Charlotte Jacob Smith Peck is here, and we appreciate that. She says howdy. Dorothy Tyndall, hello, baby. Let me see. Sharon Hookah is here. Bud Oakley, Deborah Haynes, Randy Peterson, woo, pig, and go Navy, brother. Go Navy. Semper Fortis. Anyway, Dahlia, I messed it. I moved it. Dahlia Barrera is here. Charles Stokel, Theresa Bigham. Theresa Bigham. That name rings a bell.
I think it does,
It
but
does
why?
ring a bell. Because I got mail today.
Oh.
I got mail today from Theresa Bigham. Hi, baby. How are you doing? Ardessa is here. Pepsi Max, Sherry P, Big Johnson's in the room. Carol Gillens, Jen Locks, Showtime's Wiz here. We Carrie Weimer. Can't do it, Carrie. Anyway, yes, I got mail from Theresa Bigham in Hobart, Indiana. And she sent this beautiful card. It's got a little kitten on the front of it there. Look at her. Oh, I love little kittens. We got new kittens under the house right now. And she wrote a nice little thing, and she wanted to thank us and for everything that we do. And she said even a kitten can sleep peacefully when there's a blue dot and we will too as well come January 21st, 2021, and it's a real beautiful card. And she said, oh yeah, that's right. It wasn't just a card. No, because I had to go to the window. Hey, I heard you got a package for me. Yeah, we got a package for you. You want to come over to the door because it won't fit through this window here we got. So I went over there, and sure enough, they bring out a box like, oh, Lordy, I can't even. Christopher Baker, we appreciate that, subscribing. Anyway, they come over to this thing. It's got a big old box there, man. I'm like, what the hell? I look down there from Theresa Bigham. I know who that is, and she's family. And so I don't open that stuff till I get home because I want Mama to enjoy it too. And we opened it up, and the card was right on top, and it was a beautiful card. And think that's sweet. This is what came in the mail, baby. I hope I can hold this mic. I might have to back up. Let me see.
Just move it. Move it down.
Okay.
Up, right there. There, you got it.
All right. This is a painting by Theresa, and that is the Resolute Eagle inside a blue wave, baby. And no, that's not a blue moon. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on. Oh, that's not it. That's our Blue Dot family up there, baby. And that wave is coming, baby, and it's coming November of this year. And I love this because it's not only a blue wave. That Resolute Eagle in there just fills it in for me, because it's not only Democrats rising up. We are seeing it. We're seeing Republicans rise up. We've been talking about them lately, making videos and all this shit, the Lincoln Project and all these other videos, Republicans against Trump and all this stuff. There is going to be a wave in this country, baby, because major things have to change in this country, and now is the only time we can do it. The iron is hot. We need to strike it, baby. Anyway, Theresa Bigham, I hope you know, baby, that your painting has now prompted the already discussed, we got to do something with this set. And so in order to find a proper place for it, I imagine we're going to be...
As long as we're not taking these desks apart,
No.
I'm totally okay with anything.
The desks stay right where they are.
Yeah.
But we have to do some rearranging. We
Yeah,
might be
no,
able to
wait.
move the desk that way. Or
Oh, no. You're scaring me when you say that. Because you know how hard it was to put all this stuff back together?
it's solid as a rock.
Yeah, your stuff is as solid as a rock.
Over here, I could beat on this all day long.
No, but we do plan on
Anyway,
doing that.
it's
Sprucing it up a little bit. I mean, it's pretty good now, but we've got a lot more mail since the last time we put this place
Big
together.
Johnson
so-
says we need to put that print on a T-shirt. That's not a bad idea. That's a pretty good idea.
Theresa needs to sell shirts.
Theresa needs to do some shirt selling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't no lie. It's coming, baby. Michelle, let me pull this out of Donnie's ass. Michelle Graham just donated $2 through Super Chat and said, "You see Pinocchio try to act like a real boy today?" Why, yes, Michelle, I did. I did indeed see him get up and read everything on the prompter just like he was told to do. What a good boy. And then shuffled off after a few questions that he totally lied through all that shit. Anyway, as a matter of fact, that's what I had written down. Teleprompter Prez, no experts. Fauci and Dr. Birx were offset. They were in the other room. They weren't allowed on the stage with Donnie, the wonderful here. And he continued to shovel the bullshit about how great we're doing. But he did say that things, well, he's turning a corner, they say. You know, because he's pushing the mask thing. Yeah, he's saying that wearing a mask is like being patriotic. No shit, asshole. That's what I mean to tell you. That they tried to grab hold of this patriotic title. Kiss my ass, you little prick. We've already grabbed it. We're the ones that are demonstrating that shit every day. You're a Johnny-come-lately kind of guy. You're like, oh, okay, everybody's on board. Well, I guess I'll do it. I don't want that shit. I want a leader. You just stumble around in the dark and kick shit. I'm tired of that crap. But yeah, I saw him out there. But he did. He said things will probably get worse before they get better. Now, you know things are going to get bad when he says that. And I don't have to look far. Here in Texas, even in my own county, this shit is going up drastically every time I turn around. Down in the valley, they're shutting it down, baby. It's out of control. Hospitals are maxed out down there. They have the military going in there with their doctors and nurses and stuff trying to help. I think Florida's going off the hook. Everybody down in the South's going off the hook. California's off the hook. And Wonder Boy dashes in now saying, wearing a mask is a patriotic thing to do. Fuck off, you little shit. You want to just slap him? We need that. He needed slapping law. That way some citizen could just walk up there and slap the handle on him and be covered by the Constitution saying he needed slapping for saying such ignorant shit. But he's trying this little change here for only one reason. Because he's losing his ass off. Everybody, even the Republicans are going against his ass. The rats are jumping from the ship left and right. He's losing and he knows it. And that brings up two scenarios, baby. Either he turns the corner and tries to sell you what a patriotic man he is, and he's trying to get on board, and he's trying to rewrite history because he was on the mask issue from the beginning and all this bullshit. No, he wasn't. He can get on board and try to save this country, or he can go down the road that he is going on right now and has been ever since he came into the scene of trying to create as much chaos as he can. There was an article. This guy, Larry Diamond, from the Hoover Institute. No, not vacuums. Hoover Institute is a think tank. It's a conservative think tank. Unprecedented post-election crisis is what we're facing. That's what a conservative think tank thinks. These are the people that are, really keep their eye on all the world. They got Republican ones, they got Democratic ones. This is a Republican. We're looking at unprecedented post-election crisis. That's some scary ass shit, especially when you throw in Portland. Now the discussion about sending them into Chicago. We're going to get into New York. We're going to have undercover agents all over the freaking country, I guess. No ID, just believe it. Anybody can go down and buy a police sticker that says the word police. Well, I guess that makes you a cop. How many coming out of the woodwork are we going to see with that kind of shit who thinks they're trained by ICE? I was trained by ICE up in Chicago. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what we need. Thing is, what are we going to do about it? Anyway, before we get in discussion, I want to throw one little piece of red meat out there for us. We get to have a little enjoyment every once in a while. You got to have a little story that you just got to go, again. Yeah, again. Story coming out that, oh, Lordy have mercy, Fox spews. Bullshit Mountain has problems. Oh, they got problems. What problems, you say? Well, Sean Hannity, the prince himself of Fox bullshit, and Tucker Carlson, along with Howard Kurtz, who got fired July 1st, by the way, just recently got fired, have had a suit filed against them for sexual misconduct and harassment by a longtime Fox News contributor. Her name is Jennifer Eckhart. I'm not saying anybody's name. She got it out there legally. She's filing a suit against Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson and Howard Kurtz, who was fired July 1st under charges of rape and harassment. Rape. So he got fired. So looks like, I don't know, Bullshit Mountain's exactly what it's always been. A pack of lying, sexist assholes. Hell, look at Bill O'Reilly. Look at all of them over there. Shit. It seems to be a den of, sexual predators over there. Maybe they ought to put Fox Views on the list of, where predators are, so people could know to stay the hell away from them. Anyway,
I think Fox News does a pretty good job of that anyway. Just saying.
Yeah, but they got people like Tony. You think Tony's going to turn the channel from Fox?
No,
not
but
a
Tony's,
chance,
yeah,
baby.
but Tony's an asshole anyway, so.
You live, you learn, You don't find out some people are real assholes until later on. You go, wow, no shit.
Nah, to be fair, Dad, I've known that from the very beginning.
Yes,
and I warned
you've
you
always
about
thought he was a kind of a...
I mean, you know...
I have a tendency to give people a chance to prove their...
Oh, don't get me wrong. I
ignorant.
give them a chance, but I just don't I don't give as many chances as I used to, so...
Yeah.
Because, you know, I mean, when you think about it that way, it's like, you know,
That's true.
you look at the broader image, it's like, why would I want to be friends with someone who would hate more than half of my friend circle? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I'm not going to waste my time with people who I would think for a moment would discriminate against someone
Anybody.
that's very close. Anybody for that matter,
Anybody.
but it's like, you know, if I don't stand up for my friends now, then, you know.
That's it.
Yeah.
You
So-
stand up for the people when you see an injustice, an improper thing. You stand up to it. You say something. Doesn't always turn out well for you, but you'll damn sure walk away feeling a whole lot better about yourself.
Absolutely.
That's what it is. Sometimes that hurts, though. It'll hurt you, and it'll hurt the person you say it to. But that's how we change things. If you're not willing to do that, nothing will change, because this is beyond a movement. This is a moment in time that America has a chance to save itself. We have been shown a mirror, and we don't like what we see. We have hate and discontent in this country that has come out of the woodwork, and we need to quell it. We need to push it back where it was. We need to destroy that in order to build a better country and a better society for all of us. All of us. And that's what we fight for. That's what this Blue Dot family fights for. That's what the Democratic Party fights for. We have to. Does it always take the right way? No. We have to bend it. We have to pull it where we want to go. The answer to what are we going to do about it this time that is coming up, this crisis, post-election crisis. The answer to that is in every one of us. What are we going to do? I don't know yet. Because I haven't seen what happens yet, but I am not going to stand by and watch my democracy die at the hands of the Republicans choking the shit out of it. Hey, speaking about Republicans choking the shit out of it, Ted Yoho, is that how it is? Ted Yoho, Republican congressman out of Florida. How about this, Ted? I know you're not watching, buddy, but anybody down in Florida want to pass the message. How about you kiss our collective ass? Not right cheek, not left cheek, down in the groove in the center. You know, like the way you do Donnie. Ted Yoho seems to have gotten in a dispute with AOC, with Ocasio-Cortez.
AOC.
Let me see. What else? Because I have his final words. This effing itch. I'm trying to be courteous in case any kids are out there. That's what he called her.
Wow.
She walked up to her, stuck his finger in her face, called her disgusting, crazy, and continued to lob insults at her even as she walked away from the confrontation on the steps of the freaking Capitol. Ted Yoho, Yahoo, whatever his ass name is. You disgusting little prick. How'd you get to be congressman? Is that the way you just walk around and try to stick your finger? I wish somebody stick their finger in my face. It ain't gonna stay there long, baby. I asked my brother. I got in big trouble for that.
Gotta agree with Bud Oakley here, though. AOC was a class
She
act.
was. Yes, she
go.
was. She walked away from it. And I don't think she's not done yet, baby.
Oh, no.
No, she's going to go right on the floor and talk about this shit. You come out there on the steps of the Congress and accost a sitting congresswoman because you're pissed off about the bill that she's fixing to vote on. This whole Republican Party's gotten into this whole Gestapo tactics. Let's goose step in there and force it. It's bullshit. The Republican Party has turned into a disgusting little sewer hole. And that's all that's left in there is turds. They're turds. Everything else is evaporated away. It's just the turds left in there now. And they're stinking to high heaven. Anyway, Aussie Dave, how are you doing, buddy? How's everything down under?
A lot better than you guys are doing, apparently.
Yeah. Not doing too good here.
No, you're not. And I've got to say that we're doing well, good in Australia. We've got our political issues, but
Right.
what's happening in America, guys, is
Embers.
sympathy to you and all that. It's embers. It's the danger to the world, to the world, not just America, to the world.
Yep.
Initially, it's going to destroy your country, and it's like the virus. It's going to spread.
That's why
Other
we're
dictators around the world are going to start coming out of the shadows and wanting to be like Trump, and it's going to create this, I'm scared, this fascist world. But I've got to give a great big handshake, clap, applause, whatever you want to call it. Please give a gong for the mums of America going out in the streets. Aren't they great?
I saw that. Moms making a line up there in front of the cops, between the cops and the protesters. That's America, baby.
They still got gassed and attacked by the cops, though.
Yep, they did. Yep, just because you're a mom. No sympathy there.
Still a bigger crowd than Trump's rally in Tulsa.
That's true.
Just to
That's
finish
true,
off
David.
just to finish off my little intro to the show is that I just want to say that I feel what's happening in Portland, and Bernadette's got a lot to say about that, but I feel what's happening in Portland is disgusting from an Australian point of view. It's absolutely appalling.
It's un-American.
He's got Americans attacking Americans and doing, as you said, Gestapo brown shirt tactics upon own Americans. I'm absolutely disgusted, and I think that if the Republicans who are on not the mad Republicans, because the mad Republicans are still blind, but a lot of Republicans I feel are becoming partially sighted, we'll say. I hope they realise what's happening in Portland is potentially what could happen throughout America, because all Biden has to do is say, I will pardon anyone that gets caught up in this crap or whatever, and you've got a civil war. He's being smart by shutting up and not saying a lot about it, because he could spark off the wrong people.
Yep, he sure could. Well, let's go ahead and introduce the rest of the room. Bernadette?
Hello, John.
I heard you got
and
something to
gang.
say, baby. That's what the rumor heard.
Well, I got a lot.
Hey,
you know me. I got a big mouth. I got a lot to say.
Yeah, that's why we love you.
What I will say right now is that I love the speech that Biden gave on Joy Reid's new show the other night, and how he told all of the bad actors of the world he wasn't going to take their shit meddling in the 2020 election.
Yeah.
And if he finds out that anybody did that shit, he's on their asses. I love that he said that. He was presidential, and it was so nice to hear somebody presidential.
I think the reason he said that is because there's rumor now that there is Russian interference in trying to hurt Biden. So I think
not
he's
only
putting
that,
them on
but
notice,
they're
baby.
attacking Congress.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyway, I got a lot to say. You know
well,
me.
let's go ahead and let David jump in the room. David, how are you?
I've been jumping.
I knew you. It's like biting on the chop. This, how can you not want to just jump out? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
3 times today, out of sheer disgust and just not knowing what to do about where we're, Yoho.
Yeah.
As I call him, the pirate representative.
Oh, yes.
Honorable representative from the Pirates of the Caribbean, Yoho.
Yes.
Yoho.
I remember now that since you mentioned it, I do recall him in his pirate outfit on a boat. Yes.
He's trying to do a typical, I guess he thinks it's the 50s. We're going to silence these. And I'm surprised he didn't use the word uppity, because it's always implied when they do this crap.
Yeah.
We're going to put this woman in her place. We're going to tell her where she belongs, and she'll shut up.
I think I think he's got a little.
You did this to AOC?
Yeah.
Have you not paid attention to her on social media?
I've seen the video.
No,
so you shouldn't be.
He didn't have to use the word uppity. He used the word bitch. Come on.
Yeah.
You know that.
He went straight. Yeah, he did.
I'll say it for all the women out there. And you know what bitch stands for? being in total control.
Well done.
That's right. There you
Yeah.
go. Being in total
Yeah.
control, hon. Yeah, that's
And
he's gonna
and
find
he
out.
didn't her. What was the big thing that set him off? She dared suggest that there was a correlation between crime and poverty. Can you imagine
No,
that?
who would think
What
of
a
such?
controversial
That's
issue.
why we're in the trouble we're in now, is because people think there's a correlation between those things. Just because you're broke, starving, doesn't mean that you're going to do something to feed yourself, even if it's against the law. Yeah, there's a
Isn't that
correlation.
something that the Republicans have said forever to try to get their crime bills passed and police departments funded for this
That
bullshit?
keeps that prison process going all the time. There's money.
Sure, the prison industrial complex.
Yes. There's
now
one of the
that
California
biggest
got
problems
plagued
this
by that.
country has is making money off of prisons, which we do. It's traded on the freaking stock exchange, and the price of the stock is dependent upon how many prisoners you got in there.
I've always said one of the most immoral things that we capitalized in this country was we made it for profit. We made it for profit to keep people incarcerated.
Yes.
And
It's in
there's
written
no
in the
way that's not
Constitution.
corruptible.
And we could
Oh,
trace
yeah.
that all the way back to 1619, because as we did the
Yeah.
same thing with the slaves when we brought it here. If we keep people in bondage and we have free labor, you can make more money that way. You know, that's just the way it is. No,
They were suggesting in California that this was going to be a particularly bad fire season because, and this is almost a direct quote, it's paraphrase, we wouldn't have enough prisoners to fight the fires because they'd released all these prisoners because of the COVID.
well, hell, let's
And I'm
just
sitting
go
going,
arrest
so you're
somebody.
saying we don't have enough slave labor to fight the fires? So that's going to be
Exactly.
the problem?
Let's pull over somebody and arrest them. Hell, especially if they're young, muscular. We need a little help here.
Don't forget if they're black.
Yes, well,
Oh, sure.
That's
Black
the
Mexican
prerequisite
out
right
here.
there. It's
Yeah,
top
yeah.
of the list. But athletic can do hard labor. Yeah, let's get them. Anyway, let me
Well,
catch
can
up real
compelled.
quick. Diane Marie donated $2 to Super Chat and said, as 45 was never a billionaire until he became POTUS. I believe that to be a true fact. He was broke. Nick owes everything to Russia or Saudi Arabia. And Bud Oakley donated $5 to Super Chat and said, AOC will make a great president. I think she's working in that direction. I do.
Has anyone seen AOC's video on YouTube
Hang
where
on, Dad,
she's
you had one
in
more.
Congress questioning a helicopter part? It's a clutch disc, and so she held it up in her hand, and she was asking this manufacturer, one of these arms dealers, this here you bill the American government $1,800 for one of these items here. Yes, that's right. Yes. And are you the only manufacturer of this item? No, but our pricing is within the framework of your budget. Okay, now she's done her homework and she's come up with all the numbers. And she found out it only costs around about $80 to make this bit. Total landed
That's
on
a
the
nice
shelf.
profit margin, isn't it?
Yes, and she turned around and said, "Where's the money? Why? And he had no answer. And all he came back was it's within your government framework. So he's saying that your government's corrupt and they're willing to pay the fucking money. How stupid are you?
I'm not corrupt. I'm just taking advantage of the corruption.
That's it. It was the money was laying there, so I just took it.
How much money could that you add up all those parts, John? Like you service helicopters in military. You know how much you could say to rebuild an engine or rebuild a gearbox on one of these helicopters. If it's going to cost you $150,000, it probably should have only cost you $20,000. How much money of all these repairs you've done over the decades?
Oh, baby, you have no idea.
Billions, Aussie Dave.
Yeah,
Billions.
you're talking to somebody who's worked in that field. Yeah. It's not cheap to keep helicopters flying. It's not cheap to build them. And a lot of that cost is it's government, it's defense contractors who will pad the shit out of a ticket every which way they can. I always pant, oh, look, hammer costs so much. Look at how much you pay for this toilet. Guess who did that to us? U.S. American companies, baby. Yeah, we'll sell you a toilet seat for $5,000. Why, sure, it's a receptacle, and we got a long paragraph here describing what it is. You just pay the money. Yes, and the government took hell for that because those were buried in documents so deep you couldn't find the shit. Till somebody pointed out, hey, you know, this is just a freaking toilet seat. Yeah, well, guess who was doing the stabbing? Good old American companies. I've always said it from the time I ever worked for the government as a civilian. Nobody will screw over this country faster than good old-fashioned Americans, buddy. They'll stab it in a heartbeat if it gets you a dime. Let me catch up. I missed John Diddybag. I love that name. John Diddybag donated $10 to Super Chat and say, Faux Gruce is officially registered as an entertainment entity, not a news establishment. Propaganda, fake news is exactly what Fox News is. Faux news is.
Dong.
And yeah, I'm just thinking of that. Yeah, fake news.
Yeah.
And my bud Joe up in Ohio Dad 70 donated $5 to Super Chat and said, householder, speaker, and others arrested on the Rice Act in Ohio this afternoon. Sad Blue Dot Strong. Sad Blue Dot Strong. Thank you, Joe. Really, householder, speaker, and others arrested in the RICO Act. That's
RICO, yeah.
That's crime. That's organized crime. I'm gonna have to check that out.
$60 million.
$60 million.
$60 million.
Yeah, well, you know, 60 million here, 60 million there. Pretty soon you're going to be talking about real money.
Paid to the energy industry to keep this fucker in position for the last 3 years.
If we, you know, you hear so much over the years about fraud and abuse. If we could just get rid of fraud and abuse, and they make it sound like it's somebody on Social Security or on food stamps. There's your fraud.
These are our elected representatives, people.
Yes.
These are the people that get put into office, and we pay for their salaries with our taxes.
And we just saw an example of it with the crisis money on this COVID-19 crisis bill, where admittedly $500 billion of it is gone, and none of your business who it went to. You'll find out later. Don't worry. In money being just sucked up by corporations, by large schools, things that don't need the money. They're sucking it dry, and then you're stuck out there. Don't forget you got your $1,200 payment, so just shut up. That kind of
be
stuff.
happy and stretch it out.
Robbery.
Yeah.
Daylight robbery.
Yes.
You
in
look at
your
the
face, right in
politicians
front of you. And
Look at the politicians that are green-lighting these payments too.
Yes.
They come from corporations, and they return to corporations as advisors, really cushy jobs that they get after they're out of office.
That's where Steve
where they
Mnuchin
work very
came
little.
from.
Yeah, and he'll go right back there when he'll
Or
return.
they go to K Street and work as lobbyists.
It's reciprocal.
For these,
The system is not set up
and
for
we
us.
pay for this. We pay for these people to kill us.
Outside of our vote, we've been cut out of the power loop a great deal. The common people. It's one of the reasons I argue we need just more blue collar workers and just average people in office.
That's where a lot of this has to come from.
I think we need to, as Americans, pay more attention to what the fuck is going on, because we've been deliberately left out of the loop by
I think that's happened, Bernadette.
not being taught government, not being interested in government. We've been taught for the last 20, 30 years that all we need to do is get online and buy something.
Oh, yeah, buy something.
How many
We
times have
better
you been
get
told
our
both
heads
parties
out
are
of
the
our
same?
asses,
Do I have to
because
pay
these
shipping?
fuckers are not only are they ripping this country off, but they're trying to kill us.
Oh, they know it's just they can profit off of it.
That's it.
Those
Whether
on
it's by
welfare.
a virus or whether it's by the corporate sludge that they put in the air, the water, and everything else.
That's the price that's going to be paid
and everything else
for what this man has done. The high price of what he has done will not be paid right now. It's going to be paid about 10 years from now, and because it's going to take a long time to correct the shit that he stomped on and kicked over, as far as especially in environmental law and finance law.
Yeah.
These things have been going on for a while, but Bernadette is right. When we sit out here and we gripe and everything, we have to realize that we the people are the ones that need to be informed. This system of ours runs on an informed populace to make your vote. and we have moved into this populism shit. Oh, Donnie, he's a star. Yeah, I'm going to vote for him. Hey, I like him. He knows what he's talking. No, he don't. He was a racist asshole all his life, and he swept into office on the back of racism. You know, because they just couldn't stand the black guy that was in there. How dare you? And now we have a guy in there that has spent his whole 4 years trying to erase everything he can from the Obama administration. And he will not succeed. He wouldn't make a pimple on Obama's ass. He is a disgusting little prick of a man that will go down in history as just that. But he rose to his office on the back of the Tea Party and all the guys out there carrying the Obama dressed as a witch doctor and all this other shit, who allowed the cockroaches to come out of the freaking woodwork. And that
He was elected on indecency.
that's who is in the turds at the bottom of the bowl when everything else evaporated out of the Republican Party. That's what's left. Because if you're still supporting this asshole at this time, that's all you are, is a deplorable asshole, racist, ignorant shit, or just plain greedy and making a lot of money.
But elections have consequences.
Yes, they do.
And if at this point, the most important thing that we can do as Blue Dots is get out and vote. Because
get other people.
we cannot ride on the laurels that Biden is just going to win this and have another 26.
Don't pay attention to the polls.
No.
Vote like your life depends on it. Get other people to vote like their lives depend on it.
And it's going to go beyond that, because now we're in a position, especially in metropolitan areas, that we are going to have not only people who need to vote and people who need to use their voice. We need people to be a witness to what is happening. We need people to use their camera if they see something going on. If you see a unmarked van pull up, take a photograph of it. Get that shit on tape.
You've got to fight fire with fire.
That's right. We got to step up.
Breaking the wrist of that Navy vet up in Portland, didn't you?
Yes. Oh yeah.
As he peacefully protested, as he did not fight back while they were beating on him.
They beat the shit out of him. They beat the shit out of him because they're no different than any other pack of anybody that is agitated. If you agitate a crowd and they attack, all of them attack because they feel
saw this particular image. But there was a woman who went in front of those same guys, the Gestapo up there, the brown shirts.
Right.
She sat down on
the nude yoga lady.
Yeah, buddy. You know what?
Oh, there's more than one photograph.
With a 10-foot pole.
I thought it was you.
That's
my first thought. Where's Bernadette? Huh?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, where's Bernadette?
If I was in Portland, I would have joined her. Fuck that shit.
I thought it was a powerful statement to say. Several poses. She stood there with her arms up like a ballerina, dude. What are you going to do? And then she sat down on the ground. Yeah. What are you going to do?
Where's his photograph? Where's his photographs? Where would I see these photographs?
I'm surprised the van didn't pull up and get them.
They were very tastefully taken.
Yeah. Oh, yes. They were tastefully taken. There was nothing pornographic about it at all. It was a statement. And I think it's a very powerful one.
Shows what they're afraid of.
The Navy vet was also a statement because he sat there and he took every last one of those blows.
Yeah, he did. He was a brave man.
He didn't flinch. And that was impressive. And I was like, yeah, that's the kind of people we want fighting for this country.
That's what I called out Randy Peterson.
And they injured him.
Semper Fortis, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Navy motto. It means
surgery for his hand.
It means not for self.
That he will probably have to pay for.
Yes, he's got broken bones and shit.
This is bullshit, you guys.
It is bullshit.
This is bullshit.
It is
bullshit. This is not America. This is not.
And this is what you see.
But we can't turn
in the streets of Beirut.
Yeah.
It is now that we have to remember John Lewis and Elijah Cummings and Martin Luther who talked about peaceful protest. You can't turn this into a violent confrontation. That naked lady, that's a powerful statement.
Good trouble.
Good trouble, baby. Good trouble. That's what we need to be. We need to be that good trouble. We can't get this with violence. Violence begets violence and all that shit. There's some of them out there just waiting. And as a matter of fact, I'm not too goddamn sure that half of these assholes that are starting shit aren't coming from some right-wing nut job place because they're pushing that shit. There ain't nobody over on this side wants no race war.
They don't have any identification. They're unmarked
I
vans
don't
they're
know who
hustling these
you
people
are.
off into.
I don't know who
I
you are.
cannot
You can
come
buy
on-
a police sticker anywhere. Go down to the
I
damn
cannot come
drugstore and get one.
across. I cannot come across one Australian that feels that anything that's been done over there is justified. So, the world can see what's happening to your country from the outside looking in. What his tactics in Portland, and as Bernadette and I were talking about in the Blue Room, this is only the start, isn't it, Bernadette?
It better.
It has to.
And we have to make it stop. We have to keep protesting and keep being in the street and keep raising our voices and keep putting this shit out there. And most importantly, take our asses to the polls. I blame the Democrats just as much as I do Republicans for this fucker being in. Oh, by the way, did I say fuck Trump today?
Did you say fuck Trump today? I don't think you did. Go ahead and say it.
Fuck Trump.
That being said, we are just as much at fault for his ass in the White House because we didn't get out and vote last time. And if we do it again, boy,
and a lot of them were low because of the polls. Hillary's way ahead. Don't worry about it. I don't have to go vote. Bullshit.
The only poll that matters is November 3rd. And if we don't make this as big as we can fucking make it, we only got one chance to get his ass out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Remember,
ready, two for
every Senate seat we can flip.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Speaking of which, flipping Senate seats, we're going to do our 2 for blue. And up front, I'm going to admit this one, okay, I picked because it was personal. It's in Texas, baby. The primaries were over. MJ Hegar won. She is running to build a stronger America and a stronger Texas. Now, I want to give you a little background on her because she's known here in Texas, but she's not well known anywhere. She's a veteran pilot, Purple Heart recipient. She was shot down in July of 2009 in Afghanistan while on a medevac. Her helicopter was forced down. She sustained wounds in her arm and her leg from Taliban ground fire at the time, but still continued to pick up her wounded and take off with her helicopter. And then shortly after having to be forced down for heavy fire, she was forced down where she and the survivor from the original conflict were airlifted out and were rescued. This lady has faced combat. She's seen it up close and personal, baby. And she still came back and still continued as a pilot flying for the National Guard. She has flown in hurricane search and rescue out in California. She has done water basket drops in helicopters. She has given a lot to this country and continues to do so. So, yeah, for me, this one's a little personal. She's a great veteran, and she needs to kick John Cornyn's ass. Now, you can go ahead and do that.
So if you want to support MJ Hegar, all you got to do is visit her website, mjfortexas.com. You can also send a self-addressed envelope, postcard, whatever, to P.O. Box 7156, Round Rock, Texas, 78683. And if
Round Rock, Texas.
And
I'm singing the song.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And if you're on Twitter, you can follow her at MJ Hegar. And yeah, she's a badass. What can I say? Shit, seriously.
Yeah.
Go to her website. You'll see what I mean.
Matter of fact, she
word
running a
about her.
commercial. The last scene in the commercial is coming around the corner on her motorcycle and just leaning into it, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been there. She
And
knows
we
what
thank her
she's
for
doing.
her service, obviously.
Obviously. Yeah, she gave it under fire. And so, yeah.
She's a chance to get rid of a real dishonorable guy. in the
Real
Senate.
asshole.
Yes.
Really
John Cornhole cannot get
dishonorable.
out. Cornyn cannot get out of my house fast enough. Him and I wish he could just pick up Ted Cruz and just go with him. Just get them both out. We came so close.
I have to wait in there 4 years for Ted Cruz, but he'll be gone soon.
But we are gaining Texas. We are gaining Texas. Texas has a damn good chance of turning blue this time. So yeah, if you're in a blue state, you're comfortable with who your senator is, and you don't really have to worry about an election in your area. These are the people that we're reaching out to go reach out to all of these two for blue. Send
Support
$2.
another district. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
This country, we are fighting
We
for.
need the Senate, man.
That's it.
We need to get Mitch McConnell out of that seat.
That's it. That's the goal. We have to take the Senate, and I think we are. But it depends on the support that these people get. MJ Hegar's getting a late start here because our primary was so late. So, there's a big push to get her name out there, and I cannot support her enough. I think she's an outstanding choice for Texas, and along with Eric Olguin here in my own district, who is running for state house. That's where you have to get involved in your town. You check out who's running for your state district, because we all worry about national politics, but national politics is influenced by the state politics. So that's where we have to get involved in is in our own state houses, your state senator, your state representative for your district, hell, your city council, your mayor. It all goes down. Everything.
Your county commissioner.
Dog catcher. I don't want an asshole for a dog catcher. I want a nice guy.
The Republicans put on this power push where they're sitting at now by starting locally, and I give them credit for it. They were smart about it.
Yes.
We got to do the same.
We do.
I mean, it's your candidate may not be the guy running on the blue side, but you got to be pragmatic. Just do it.
Yeah.
Realize again who you can work with and who you can't.
Yep.
Get them going locally so the voice starts rising up from the bottom. That's
baby.
what they'll listen to.
And don't ever think that your
and you
voice
know what?
doesn't
If you're
matter.
able to, run yourself.
That's it. Well, yeah.
Look for uncontested Republicans in your local elections that have been sitting there forever.
Hey, David.
Sorry.
Can you see the video?
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh.
You didn't know that? Hell, I figured if Kanye West, hell yes, I'm in, baby. I'm in.
Oh yeah. Can we make a? We had a plug
Somebody sent me this shirt quite a while ago, and yeah, I figured hell if Kanye West was running, I am too.
Yeah, well, again,
I stand as much chance as Kanye West.
Kanye West. Oh my God, I wish this man
Lord.
would just go away.
It was.
Fucking
He's
idiot,
mentally
okay?
unhealthy, and it's sad that
He's a fucking idiot. He is unhealthy. He needs meds. Okay.
When he
First
started
of all,
crying
he
up
needs
there
meds.
and talking about,
He's on the same pitch as Trump.
I was
He's on the
thinking to
same
myself,
student.
I was thinking to myself, somebody ought to go up there and rescue him. He's in crisis. It's sad. It's everybody can make fun of it and laugh about it, and we all, but it's pitiful. That I think the guy needs help. I really do. Anyway, look who donated $5. It's Theresa Bigham, painter of this blue wave, baby, and
we're gonna have to hang that.
we're
up
gonna
in a
have
nice,
to put
good
that
spot.
up somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah, because we have. We're gonna do some rearranging in it. Anyway, donated $5 and said, "I am so humbled by so many. Let's all go march naked. Never take it for granted." There you go, baby. That's it.
I don't know if anyone wants to see me marching.
Yeah,
You're on your own there, Bill.
I got that discussion the other day.
There's a lot of Republicans. Sorry, John. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just going to
But
make a joke about somebody said to do that, and I was going to say, wait a minute, now are you talking about the winner? No.
I was just going to say that I bet you how things change so quickly. I bet you a lot of Republicans right now, senators, I wish they had have voted against Trump in the impeachment now as compared to a few months ago. They could have got rid of him back then and probably saved the party. But they've really screwed themselves, haven't they, by letting him stay in?
I don't think they feel
I
that
think
way.
they're compromised.
You don't
I
think
don't
so?
think they feel that way at all. No, I don't, because they're all making money off of his ass.
Well, of course they are.
They are.
But some of them are going to go down if justice prevails. Some of them are going to go down pretty heavily, aren't they?
They are.
I think
and
you're
I'm
going to see a
afraid
lot
they're
of
going
them
to try
being
to.
compromised by foreign money, and that's why they're desperately clinging to Trump, because he's the only chance
Only
of
one
keeping
that
them
can
out of
protect 'em.
jail.
He's the only one that can protect him when the investigations come after we kick this administration out of our house. There is no telling the degree of crimes and embezzlement that we are going to see. Blatant in your face. Everything he does is in your face. Anything. What do you think? Everything he's done behind the scenes.
It'll be Nuremberg all over again. We're going to have trial after trial.
Just when you take and I've delved into a little bit.
I hope so.
The Secret Service. He's hiding the numbers from the Secret Service. He doesn't want you to know how much we've spent on Secret Service since he's been president, and it's not going to come out, until January, and that's by design, because the story goes on that the charges that he is charging the U.S. government every time he goes to one of his golf courses, a Secret Service detachment goes, and a lot of other people, staff, an entourage, and they all have to stay there, and they are all getting charged exorbitant amounts, higher than normal amounts, because it's popular because the president's there. We charge more there. Huh?
I know
It's
one
thievery.
figure. It's $1,000 per day per golf cart for the Secret Service.
Yeah, you add this
$1,000
up.
per
You add this up
golf
over the
cart.
years. How much the Trump organization has sucked off the tit of this nation while he proclaims himself, I'm giving up my presidential pay. Your presidential pay ain't a spit in the bucket compared to what this man is stealing. And I don't confine it to just him. That Jared Kushner asshole and his wife, Ivanka, are raping this country. Eric and Don Jr. are doing the best they can for two idiots out there, but they're making money too, hand over fist. They're not walking out of this.
Like Diane pointed out earlier, he wasn't a billionaire when he started.
Nope.
He probably is one now.
He's probably one now. Yeah. The deals that
he's
made.
it'd be quite a few billion. He's probably got $5 or $6 billion thanks to Russia and all his fantastic trade wars, by the way. That worked out well. So he made a lot of money out of that, I'm sure. But can I just make this statement about your president? I put this up in Discord a while ago, and I feel I've got to say it out. And I want your listeners to hear this, that your man in the White House, and you know what? Between now and January, we can add a few lines to this. But you've got the billionaire who hides his tax returns. You've got the genius who hides his college grades. You've got the businessman who bankrupted 3 casinos and lost over $1 billion in 10 years. You've got the playboy who pays for sex. You've got the Christian who doesn't go to church. You've got
Sounds
the
like
philanthropist.
presidential material to me, Dave.
You've got the philanthropist who defrauds charities. You've got the patriot who dropped out of the draft and dodged the draft and attacks dead veterans and their widows. You've got the president who supports protesting and then gasses the attacks of innocent protesters. The innocent man who refuses to testify you have. And the honest president who insults the Constitution with Republican senators who support his every action. If you're conservative, you should be ashamed of your president.
Right now, we all should be ashamed of him. But the Republican Party has a price to pay for this. And if they don't, then what does that say about the what we're willing to accept as a society? I keep saying that this the ink is in our hands. We write the story of this country. We, the people, have forged it many times. We have looked in the past, and we can look to heroes that we have seen that have stood up and made a change. John Lewis being one of them. Elijah Cummings. We see these people. Yes. They are icons to this country. In the view through the paradigm of heroes, of people who suffered much to advance our society. That's who we need to be. Every one of us in our own way, every day, as much as we can. As much as you can be. That's what we all need to be. But we need to be informed. We need to be motivated to change this system, to change our country, or this is going to fade away, baby. And 20, 30 years from now, something's going to happen and go, why didn't they fix this? Well, we got to fix it. And there's a lot to fix. So, yes, we have to stay involved. And that's how come we brought Velika along. Velika, are you going to be involved?
I maybe be involved, maybe.
Maybe.
If I can do the best I can.
That's what you do, Velika. How are you doing, darling?
Okay.
Good. Well, we're glad you're here. Yeah, that's all we got to do is do the best we can with whatever we do.
Velika does her part. She always sends me hugs to keep me going.
Velika is known for her hugs, baby.
Yeah, she comes over here with the hugs too.
I'm telling you, Velika.
So hugs, Velika, huggles.
Hello, Bernadette.
How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you feeling?
Mostly with my hands, but I'm pretty good today.
There you go, baby.
Well, if you're barefoot, you feel with your feet.
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, man. Bernadette makes a lot of people feel better. Speaking of which, I saw Maestro today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
how's he doing?
Yep, he's doing pretty good.
Right on.
Yeah, his shoulder's bothering him a bit. Then he pulls out this can. And he goes, "Look, John, I'm scraping the bottom." And I said, "Oh, you're out, huh?" Yep. And I said, "All right. Next time I come over, I'll bring mine."
I hear you, Maestro.
There you go. I told him next time I come over, I'm gonna bring him part of what I have left. I'm not. I'm an agreeable guy. I'm a generous guy. I'm gonna give you some of what I have left because that shit works.
He'll share.
But yes, I will. I will share. I told him, "Don't worry about it, brother. I'll bring you some." But I told him I would. I mentioned it. I'll let Bernadette know.
And I want to say thank you to all the blue dots that shared the wealth with Andy. I spoke with him yesterday, and he was just overwhelmed and felt very loved. And I want to say personally, thank you for helping my friend. Yeah, he deserves it.
He did. He did, and I was so happy.
And blue dots are amazing.
They are.
Amazing.
This family comes together.
So.
Without it, we wouldn't be here. And you know, I've said it before. Nobody has to give anything for anything in this family. There is no requirement for you to make a super chat. There's no requirement to join a Patreon. There is no requirement for you to do a damn thing. Everything that ever comes on in this family, as far as finances go, is out of the kindness of people's heart, and that showed when Andy Pagoda needed the help, when it was found out that food or medicine. The guy's, you know, he's in bad shape, and if we can, we should step up.
He's in bad shape, yet he has the best spirit.
Oh,
and
God,
that's
it's just amazing. If he's out there, quit listening to this shit, asshole. When he's talking about you like this, you'll suck it up. Don't. I tease Andy a lot because I don't let him. You know, I don't fare well with.
That's a man thing, but
yeah, it's a man thing.
I listen to my brother, and you know what? Thank you guys. Thank you. That's all I can say.
Don't thank us. The family had everything to do with it, baby, and I am so proud of everybody that stepped up to help him because he needed help, and we got there. Johnny Fly flew right in, baby. He just flew right in. Yeah, he helped. Yes, he did. How you doing, Johnny Fly?
I'm doing great now. You can hear me tonight, right?
I can indeed.
You're
evidently
coming in clear.
Yeah, he didn't flip the switch early enough and you got through.
Hey, I couldn't believe how fast you got my letter.
Hey, I got your letter, Johnny. And
yeah, I
want you to know that what you did for a living, I was deeply engrossed in. You know that show, How It's Made?
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Okay. It's, you know, if you're sitting there and watching something, you know, and go, wait, stop. They're making spoons. I want to see how they do this in case I ever need to make a spoon or something. But it's one of those little shows that I could stop and watch a little bit of just because I'm interested in that kind of stuff. Anyway, I saw one of those on what you did for a living. With all them, it's like threads going everywhere. It's like millions of them. I always think, Jesus, don't get tangled up in that shit. You'll end up as a bedspread or something.
Can you share what he did?
He was, you share.
What I did, if you want me to explain, I'll mention it briefly. I ran circular knitting machines in the textile industry. Before that, I started out in bleaching and dyeing. And I used to be a flat folder. We take, some customers want bundles and some want rolls. So we would get them the stuff in right off the machine, bleach it, dye it, finish it, and then I would make them into bundles, and then they go back to the customer and they cut shirts of fabrics, different parts of the shirt. Then I got fascinated about it. I asked this one guy, how is this fabric made? And he explained it to me. So I got interested in knitting, and I was a knitter for like 12 years. Then I started to learn the mechanics of the machines, and the place closed down. I don't know. Maybe it was because of me. I don't know.
Probably so.
You were
thanks, John. Pardon? What was that, Aussie?
You're a nitwit, were you?
Well, I guess it depends if you can look at it that way. But
you know what I enjoyed? You know what I enjoyed about your letter? It not only painted a picture of what you did for a living, Johnny. It also painted a picture of that area of Pennsylvania, where you live.
Right.
Well,
yeah. Back in the 70s and 80s, well, I was in retail for the longest time, but that paid shit wages. Yeah. So I got into blue collar, and I love textiles. I mean, I'm not a steel worker. There's no way I could be lifting all that shit. but I
Yeah.
got into fabric, and I loved it. And of course, something that I loved, NAFTA was passed, and
If you
slowly
enjoy
it
what
went
you're
bye-bye.
doing, you'll never work a day in your life.
That's right. And
Well,
people used to look at me and think, "Are you out of your mind? You love knitting?"
I would
I
get
said, "It's
engrossed
just
in that shit.
fascinating."
I see, like I said,
Yeah,
I've seen
it
those
is.
big machines. Are you shitting me? Got string coming
Yeah.
from everywhere, and you look
I
around,
sent
you're making that shit. That's pretty cool.
Well, I sent Travis some on his personal message thing. I sent him several clips. So if you want to watch spinning machines, look on his thing and you'll see them. It's
Ah.
Oh,
fascinating.
okay.
Now,
Would you believe we
Yeah.
learned that in high school?
Are you shitting me? Look who's here, filthy mouth liberal, bringing his filthy mouth
Hey.
right
Did you
into
not-
this room.
They had at South Point High School in big old honkin' Belmont, North Carolina, they had a class called knitting. And what we learned to do was run knitting machines. I've got
There
a
you
pair
go.
of socks
You mean
from
y'all-
40
y'all-
years ago.
Y'all wouldn't sit on rocking chairs and get needles out and just, that's not what you're doing?
No, because there's one girl in the class had a really hot ass.
Ah, listen to you. I knew there was that's the class I'm going
Are
to.
you? Are you a minister? Are you a minister or a priest, or what are you, sir?
I'm an Episcopal priest, sir.
Is that
There
is
you
that
go.
mean?
Yeah,
Does that mean
it's a
you're
long
allowed to
path to
swear
get
and
to
say
where you're
shit?
going. You didn't start out as, you have to move through
No,
life
I
and-
didn't start out from day one as a priest, but I never lost that either.
There you go.
You don't lose what you're brought up with.
Well, I just have to remind you that Bellica's in the room, and so please watch your.
That's
What is
okay.
that?
I don't mind saying this in front of her.
Okay.
I love her too.
There you go. Anyway, Andy, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, John, and
Good.
what else can I say but wow.
It's a great family, isn't it?
I'm not going to get on into all that mushy shit because somebody warned me about
That's right.
that.
Did
But,
you see what I got today? Are you looking at the camera? Look at that.
I'm kind of halfway looking now on YouTube. There's a bit of a delay.
That's a blue wave coming, baby. It's a wave. I love that shit. It's a beautiful
I
family.
see that. I see that pipe in your hand. I know what's in that son of a bitch.
Cannabis. Prove it.
I can't prove anything.
Not cannabis.
That's beautiful.
Did I say cannabis?
Holy
no, I'm
crap,
sorry.
really?
Cavendish is what
That is
I meant to
beautiful,
say.
man.
Cavendish. It's a fine
Hey,
Cavendish.
Wow.
By the
this
way,
is a
John,
this is a Denmark. It's
Looks like
probably
That is
50
incredible.
That's probably 50 years old since I bought it,
Oh,
and
that's nice.
yeah, it's natural bar with horn, and of course a rubber bit and everything. But it's it's one of my favorite places
Beautiful.
that I still have.
And there he goes sucking on that bowl again.
There
Look
you
at that,
go,
guys.
that's right.
Mhm.
God,
You're
I wish I
jealous,
could
mate.
do
You're
that.
just
I'm trying to
jealous.
build up that nice cake on the inside of the bowl. If you know anything about pipe smoking, it's very important to build up that cake and get it just the right thickness there before it maintains the heat in the pipe. Blah 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 blah.
No, you
You know-
scrape that shit out and put it in a
Hey,
put it
hey,
in a
hey,
paper
hey,
and
hey!
roll it up.
It's
Hey,
nothing goes
Thank
to
you,
waste
Andy.
around here,
Huh?
Andy. Nothing goes to waste around here, brother.
I'm
Hey,
sure.
Doesn't that give you a headache?
No, it makes them go away.
hey, by the way,
No.
John, by the
That
way,
shit
John,
cures what ails you, colds, moles, and sore assholes.
Oh yeah, I know.
What's
I
that, Johnny
smoke
Fly?
it myself.
I was just gonna say, well, when I worked in that textile mill, we had a guy. He had a nickname, Choo Choo. He used to pull the fabric like stuff that had to be turned inside out, like the fleece. And every time he'd go in the break room, he would be smoking a pipe, and it was like cherry. Oh, I used to love when he smoked
Oh,
his pipe.
Yeah.
But I
the-
wanted to tell you too. Bill Jones says hello, and he appreciated his talk with you and Travis.
Oh, yeah, we had a wonderful talk with Bill. Bill's a very smart
Yeah.
individual, very
He is.
involved guy, and
Bill
yeah.
is good people all the
Yes,
way around.
Bill is
I
good people all
hope-
the way around.
I hope Bill realizes that he's going to have to pay me a check for that, for me telling him how nice he is.
You too? You got to send him a check too?
No,
Oh.
wait, Bill?
Yeah.
No, I said he wanted me to-
You've lost him, mate.
Yeah, I
he's,
lost
he's
him.
off.
I lost it. All right, let me catch up here.
No, I'm here.
Are you? We'll stay there. We
Yeah,
got to
I'm
keep an
here.
eye on you, buddy.
Yeah,
Let me catch up here. Maria Betancourt donated $5 to Super Chat. and said, "Can the Navy vet sue for being brutally beaten? He served this country and was beaten here as if he were in Afghanistan." So saith Maria Betancourt. If there's a law, baby, if there's any justice at all.
The problem is that those people are unidentified.
No.
So how is he going to sue?
And,
And the problem is,
and they're not a legal federal police
Oh
department.
my God,
They
there's
don't
they
burning
are
do that,
covered by, what is that?
mate.
How you doing,
something
Larry?
They do not treat the Afghanistan citizens that way. They do not treat the Afghanistan citizens that way. They're treating you worse than they treat.
They do
where
that in
they
China.
occupy.
We've seen it in like places like Tiananmen Square. We see it in Russia. If they get out of hand, they'll beat the shit out of you. They don't care.
Dave, see, here's what you guys are missing. Let me tell you what you guys are missing.
Yeah.
We have a racist in the fucking White House,
we didn't
and
miss
he's
it, baby.
trying to make America great again. And he'll just beat anybody. He don't care
Yeah,
if they're
it
black,
doesn't
white,
matter a
whatever.
bit.
Not missing
Women,
that
children,
fact.
he doesn't care.
I think
America was never not fucking great, though. Bernie.
They
I
are
don't
so
know.
drunk on
Oh, you don't have to tell me that.
I
the
think
cops
Tim
are so full
Torkelson,
of power in Portland, they would beat their own families if they were in the streets. That's how
They
drunk on
beat black people to death. They hung them from trees.
Oh,
What
yeah.
you guys are witnessing now is fucking mild compared to what we used to do.
yeah,
And what's to come,
that's true.
what will come,
Is going to be better than what we have now, and we have to make it that
Y'all
way.
don't get me started on
Oh,
that
I-
shit because
yeah.
what we are witnessing now is the takeover of our country by the fucking KKK, and the president is one of them. He runs
see why
this
we love
shit,
having
and
money.
Barr
I mean to
is
tell you.
his fucking flunky. He will do anything to keep this shit going.
And Tim Torkelson donated $5 to Super Chat and said, "Trump's library equals Mein Kampf." Yes. I
just
wanted to
wish-
fit that in because it fit with it. Yes, that's his playbook, Mein Kampf. It seems like.
That
Don't
is
you
so
know, I made a
fucking-
statement.
Not Tim, but Bernie.
I made a statement earlier in the chat that the only book that he'll have in his fucking library is the one we throw at him.
You bet.
That's a good
I
one.
just wish Bernadette wasn't so shy and would
minute.
tell us how she felt.
know.
Bernadette gets a gong for that one. The only book he's going to have in his library is the one we throw at him, and we need to throw the book at him. We do. We do. That's what the question is. You know, there is so much to worry about right now with, if you've got a conservative think tank worried about a crisis between the time of the election and the time the swearing in comes, we've got a major problem to face in this country, and it's coming on head off. And people are telling us right up front, it's going to get bad. How far? I don't know because none of us know because we don't know how desperate this asshole is. But we do know the people he's talking to. And we
he
know
knows
what they're
he's losing his ass, John.
That's what it is.
Yeah, he does. And that's why he put a
Knows it.
fucking mask on. He's going to get
He's a
out there and
cornered-
tout like he wears a fucking mask.
Like he's bound to
cornered
massacre
animal.
from
Now
the
he's
beginning.
saying it's a
Sure.
patriotic thing to do. Oh, it's a patriotic thing to do.
He's a cornered,
Day late and a dollar short.
cornered
That's what it is.
injured animal, and he's going to lash out all over. When he loses the election, whether it's a big loss or a scrape in, either way, I think your November to January, he's going to be like a wounded animal, and he's going to create so much distress.
That's
you know,
what
lots
they're
of toddler-
concerned about. That's what a conservative think tank is concerned about right now. Is because
You're
how much
100%
chaos.
right, Dave.
Yeah, how much chaos is he going to create in his temper tantrum before we throw his ass out? I mean,
And John,
yes,
he is going to stoop to new lows.
Oh,
I really
baby.
believe that.
yes.
He is going
We
to do
have not
whatever he
seen-
can to play dirty.
We saw it the last little speech he gave out in front of the White House, talking about we're gonna destroy our beautiful suburbia. That kind of bullshit. Like I said,
Dog
that's not.
whistles.
It's not a dog
Yeah, it's
whistle.
just
That's a
openly
freaking
racist.
bullhorn. So, he's just outright saying it in his way.
Get ready.
Get ready for the
Civil
race
War.
war that's
because,
going to come.
Jesus Christ.
It's not going to be.
Come on,
like
Bernie.
black people have not had an opportunity to fuck up the suburbia. Okay?
No.
We've had that opportunity.
No, they've
If
made
that's
laws
what we
to keep
wanted
your
to do,
ass out of
it would
suburbia.
have been done. That's my point.
Yeah.
That's my
You're right,
point.
Bernie.
If that's
the
what we
system
wanted
was
to
built
do.
to keep you out of there. But now, even now, we are still challenging those laws. And now, during this election, that's the change. We have seen. I hope y'all had a chance. I did. I enjoyed W. Kamau Bell's special, Race in America. That's a wonderful series. If you get a chance to watch it, I suggest you do. Anyway, I watched it the other day. It gives me hope, somewhat. There is change in this country, but it's going to be change that has to be sought out by us. We can't just stand on the sidelines and hope that it happens because everybody else is involved.
What's it called, John? Again?
What? Oh, W. Kamau Bell, Race in America. He's done it before. The first. Let me tell you how. He's a big black guy. If you get that picture, he's got kind of gray in the hair, big smile. Got a little gap in his feet. He's a wonderful guy, and the very first episode last year or whatever it was that I ever saw, the first episode he did. You talk about a guy with cojones. He says, "Well, we're going to talk about race in America. Where else better to do that than a Klan meeting?" So that's what he did.
Wow.
And the camera follows him in. I mean, they have the whole cross burning. This thing was set up. It was negotiated with actual Klan member group. I can't remember if it was Alabama, Mississippi, or Georgia. It was down in the South somewhere. And it's an outstanding episode. Go look it up. You talk about a guy that.
John, is that on CNN? Is that the one they have?
Yes.
Because he went. Yeah, I know who you mean. He has a beard. Yeah. He took a chance, boy.
Oh, holy shit! Yeah.
Well, that chance he did take.
Yeah, he took a big chance doing that first episode.
No, they could have taken him out.
But he challenges. He went to, I think it was a place in Arkansas, that the whole damn city has this big white supremacist asshole lives out of town. I guess he's popular in the Nazi regimes or whatever. And so he goes to this town and starts talking to all the people about, well, look here, you got this big racist out here. What do y'all think about this? And it pissed the racist guy off. He's going to come in. He sat down and had coffee with him in a cafe. Told him right out, yeah, you don't want your kind around here, but I'll talk to you. He was trying to, settle the dust there in that little town. Yes, it's an outstanding series, and I suggest you watch it. It's really good. But
I've seen advertisements for that.
Yeah, it's really good series.
I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but wow.
When he came, we've been waiting on it because we knew they've been advertising this season's opening, and again, it was powerful. As a matter of fact, Johnny, it was up in your area, up in Pennsylvania, up in Iron Country, and.
Hey, next time he comes up there, John, how about keeping him up there, will you?
Yeah.
Oh,
really?
Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna keep him up there.
Well, send his ass to New Hampshire. I don't care. Just get it. Don't let him come back down here.
No, I didn't mean Trump. I meant Kamau Bell. His episode on CNN. He had gone up to Pennsylvania.
The show's called The United Shades of
there
America.
You go. Thank you, Bernadette.
Well,
the United Shades of America.
Bell is welcome at my house.
I mean to tell you. I'd be tickled to death he pulled up here.
To Pennsylvania?
Yeah, he came up to Pennsylvania to highlight America, baby, where a steel mill is built, and the village to hold the workers was built right outside the factory to keep them good and handy and poor. Yeah. And while millions were made and whites moved to the suburbs, the black community in Pennsylvania, where he was, were confined to this one area. And so, yeah, our system is built that way. And it's time that, there is so much. You get into this deep discussion of race relations in this country, which we all need to do, because none of us have the history that we should have in our head. And I, Marcia and I say that I'm so ashamed of the shit I did not know, because I should have known. We should all know the true history of where we're coming from. Because how do you change history if you don't know all the shit that you've been through? The guy said the other day, those that fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And we keep making the same damn mistakes. What does that say about our ability to adapt to what we've learned? It says a lot. But it starts with being informed. So, yeah, the deeper you involve yourself into looking at race relations or looking at environmental issues or whatever issue that really concerns you or trips your trigger, you'll find out a whole lot of shit that, wait a minute, no, I didn't learn that. They didn't tell me about this shit. And you see a bigger picture of a society that was built to keep people poor, hungry, and needing a job. Because if you create that scenario, you make money. And there has been a lot of money made on the backs of not only black Americans, but yes.
I wanted to bring up an opinion piece that was written in, I believe it was the New York Times.
Uh-huh.
I want to say it was the New York Times, by a young lady. Her name is Caroline Randall Williams. She is the great-great-granddaughter of Edmund Pettus.
Oh.
Okay.
The bridge guy.
And she says, you want to talk about Confederate monuments? This is the title of her opinion piece. You want Confederate monuments? My body is a Confederate monument.
It's a powerful statement.
Okay. Very powerful.
Very.
This is how she starts off her article, and I'm just going to read a couple of lines.
Go ahead.
I have raped colored skin. My light brown blackness is a living testament to the rules, the practices, the causes of the Old South. She goes on, she says, I am the daughter of 2 black people, the granddaughter of 4 black people, the great-granddaughter of 8 black people. Go back one more generation and it gets less straightforward and more sinister. As far as my family history has always been told, as modern-day DNA testing allows me to confirm, I am the descendant of black women who were domestic servants and white men who raped their help.
Welcome to the history of America, baby.
It is a most powerful
excuse me,
and powerfully written opinion piece. And I encourage everybody to go out there and read it. And you know what? As the great-great-granddaughter of Edmund Pettus, she is in favor of renaming that bridge after John Lewis.
I heard that.
And
I did hear that part. That's good, and they should.
You get the opportunity to go and read this particular article, and you want to understand just a little bit more about how it all works. And Jesus Christ, the chick lays it out, man. She lays it out. She lays it out.
Say her name again, so I can write it down this time.
Her name is Caroline Randall Williams.
And then there was a long pause while John writes it down. Got it. See, there wasn't that long. I can write fast. I will go look.
The black people I come from were owned by the white people I come from. The white people I come from fought and died for their lost cause. And I ask you now, who dares to tell me to celebrate them? Who dares to ask me to accept their mounted pedestals?
It's
a powerful piece.
None of us should accept it.
Yeah.
And I am glad to see this.
Except our feckless fucking president.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. He's proud of Fort Hood. He doesn't want to change it. He wants it left just the way it is.
And you know what?
What?
The way that she opened up that article, my skin looks the same way hers does.
Beautiful. That's what your skin looks like.
Yeah,
I'm going to dive over the Blue Room and link that article in the voice chat. I'll be back in queue in a second.
Okay.
Because that's a good article.
It's on
outstanding,
the New York
David. We
Times.
appreciate
It's
that.
behind the paywall. If you can.
Oh, it is behind the paywall?
Yeah, the New York Times, they always want somebody down. But it's powerful. If anybody has access to that and could put it out there, that would be awesome, because I'd like to finish reading it. I just got a short snippet of it. Yeah. But the woman is powerful, and she's young, she's gifted, and she's black, and she's the great-great-granddaughter of a fucking Confederate general.
Ain't that some shit? Let's catch up. Hunter has subscribed, and we appreciate that. Hunter, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you, bud. And Diana Mallory, bequeather of the gong, donated $5 to Super Chat and said, the problem is Republican leader Senate gave him carte blanche to be above the law, and now we all suffer for it. Invoke the 25th now. Fuck Trump. I am all Jesus. You know, every day you hear this shit, what's going on, and what continues to be discussed right now. And you wonder, where's the 25th Amendment? Where are the heroes coming over the hill to rescue this nation from an obvious lunatic hell bent on destroying it? It's obvious to the Hoover Institute. This is a danger to our society itself, our democracy, our system of government, which is supposed to be by the people and for the people. We are the people that need to be involved to make that line happen, because we've let it go to thieves and robbers and crooks and liars, and they get in there and they get corrupted with money, and they're no longer working for the people of this nation. They're working for their retirement, just like everybody else does when they go to a job. They get a good job. You want to keep everybody happy. You want to stay on the job because I want my retirement. Well, these assholes get retirement real quick, and they're going to suck off the tit of America for the rest of their life with that stuff, heavily. But it's not what they get in their retirement. It's what they get while they're in office. And in my opinion, I've often said they ought to be wearing like NASCAR uniforms with all the company names of the donors that they're getting money for. Like Marco Rubio could just put a big NRA sticker on his back when he walks in through Congress, because we all know
Marco Rubio.
Yeah, Marco Rubio. Yep. The man who stood in front of his constituents after Parkland, it would not agree to not accept blood money from the NRA. Oh, I can't do that. I'm not following their agenda. They're following my agenda. Are you shitting me?
The same
Come
Marco
on, Florida.
Rubio that posted a picture that he was so proud to stand with John Lewis, and it was a picture of Elijah
showed
Cummings.
him standing there with
Marco
Elijah
Rubio?
Cummings. That's
Yeah.
me. Yeah, that's him.
What a fucking idiot.
It's all a facade. It's everything with the Republicans. Everything is just a fake facade to sell you. God, guns, and patriotism. Wave the flag, hoard the Bible. Don't let them take your gun away. I'm here to protect you. While they pick your pockets to death. While they get you so riled up that you would elect a scumbag, liar, obvious fascist as Trump is. They allowed it to happen because they were enthralled by him. They were enthused by him. He had the guts to stand up and say it. Obama wasn't born here. And we'll erase. That's who I will never say anything other than that's what got this man elected. Was the pure hatred that was driven out of the Tea Party and the rest of the white supremacist assholes who came out for 8 years against Obama.
Well, you hit it right on the nail.
That's
John.
where this came from.
Exactly right.
And we have to stand up and run them cockroaches back into the dark, back under the rocks, in their crevices, in their little garages with their little Nazi flags and their little rebel flags, and drink a beer with Bubba and talk about, well, we're going to take over the world one day. That's what we need to do. Chase those little cockroaches back away. Because I'm tired of seeing them on the freaking YouTube all the time. Some Karen or some Ken being an idiot. Because even when they are, well, depending on how much money they are, especially if they got big money, hey, you run out in front of your mansion there with an AR-15 and your wife's got a little pistol there, you're invited to the White House, baby. We have to fix this shit.
Can I ask, has anyone listened, or I assume that you probably all have, to the interview with his niece and George Stephanopoulos' sister?
Stephanopoulos?
Yes. I've listened to it.
What's your opinion of the lady, and do you think that the book is a book of falsehoods, as the White House says, or do you think
I think she's telling the fucking truth.
She's pretty credible.
I think she's more credible than his ass.
I think she's telling the truth.
I think she is too.
And I think that she has she gives quite the insight into the whole structure of the whole entire family, and how not only dysfunctional they are, but how corrupt they fucking are. His own sister, the judge bitch, the one that had to resign because the New York Times put out that 1,400-word essay on their asses. and their corruption. She had to resign because of that.
Yeah.
But she said to her niece, he's a fucking idiot.
Tell you, I've heard those words from I don't know, a Secretary of State. Oh no, he's a fucking moron. Anyway,
But she had to vote for him anyway, knowing he was not fit for that office. She said that shit. That was his sister.
Yep. What a family, huh?
Just look up idiot on Google and see who pops up.
See who pops up.
We know that.
Let me give a quick shout out here. Let me give a quick shout out. Or let me back up a little bit. Woo, pig! Let's see if I get a response. Any response out there?
Hey, what's up, John?
Hey, there's one. See, if you do it, they'll come. Hello, Randy Peterson. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing just fine. I hope everybody's well this evening, too.
Yeah, you see the hog, right? If anybody's ever wondering who sent the hog and why the hog has to be in the shot, is because this guy's going to come to my house and kick my ass if it's not there. That's so I'm just doing it for protection of myself. How you doing, brother?
Where's Randy Howell from?
Randy Harkins from Arkansas. He is a Navy veteran, proud of it. Let me see. Served on the USS. What was it? Big gray boat. The Coral Sea. That's right. I knew it, but it slipped my mind momentarily. But yes. So how are you doing? I think you're up in. Are you back from Montana?
Yeah, I had a great trip at my sister's, and I'm back. I'm back to work, and I'm building a big horse arena for a guy that's, my owner and this guy from Australia. He's got a website called the Horseman from Australia, big money guy. So my check's cash, and
there you go. You're a heavy equipment operator, right?
Yes.
Yes, there you go.
Sir.
See, I pay attention to our Blue Dots, baby. I know what you do. I know where you are. I'm all seeing, baby.
He's coming for you.
That's it. No, Randy's been with us a long time, and I appreciate him anyway. So what do you think, Randy? Do we storm the Bastille, or what's the deal?
Well, I don't know. The thing about me is this: for 3.5 years, this guy has just driven me to heights I've never seen before. It's just the most biggest clown car with the rims going backward with a pinwheel that I've ever seen in my life.
It is indeed a disaster, and now we're looking at a situation between now and January that we don't know where this country's going to go, and it's scary. It's scary for a lot of people. So,
Could go to war.
Oh, it's going to get worse, way worse.
Yeah, I don't think he was only talking about the pandemic when he said that today. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Yeah, the pandemic and him.
Well, what's that, John, that he had no medical people there? What does he think? He's a doctor now? He can answer all the questions?
I'm certain that he thinks he's got a very good brain in medical things.
He aced the cognitive test. What more can you... He aced it. They were amazed that he did that. That's what he said. They were amazed that he knew what a freaking camel was like.
I'm sick of that. I'm sick of
It's
hearing
all over
him
the place.
say
He
it's the
is
first, the
using
best,
it
the
all
only.
over the place. I'm the smartest. I passed this test. Are you shitting me? The last question is, where are you? What day is it?
Chris Wallace, you can answer those questions, I bet.
Yes, he's telling Kurt, you couldn't answer that. It's too hard for you. Joe Biden would be on the floor crying for his mama. He couldn't answer these. Are you shitting me? They gave you the test because they thought you were wacko, asshole. They didn't know if you knew what day it was. That's why they took you to the hospital.
Take that test on live TV.
Not a cognitive test. Oh, no, I don't want to let him off that easy. He already proved he knows what the camel looks like. Oh, no. I do think maybe a test would be appropriate since he runs his mouth about it. Well, since you brought it up, we have you here on camera right now. And as a surprise, we've given a test here. Please answer the phone. You have a buzzer in front of you, or it's a game show. And start asking them. Yeah, let's have a test.
Jeopardy.
Ronald Reagan couldn't testify because he had dementia.
Yeah.
This motherfucker is like a narcissistic psychopath.
Yep.
And he wants
Hell-bent.
most psychopaths can't pass those kinds of tests.
Yeah.
Okay, they know how the game is played. He knows how the game is played.
Yep. And
you
he's
know,
playing
I
the
bet
game.
he gets sick real quick mentally if he has to go to court and he gets in trouble and he has to testify to save his life. All of a sudden, he's going to get mental illness and he can't testify. You can't convict him. He's got mental illness.
Oh, it'll be his defense. It'll be a dementia defense. He's not fit to
They
stand
just
trial.
executed a gentleman who had dementia. Yeah, he did some really fucked up shit when he was thinking about it. The federal government just executed a man with
They're back in the
dementia
business of
last
killing
week.
people.
Last
After
week.
17 years, I think they've done 3 already. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where was that, Bernadette? In Texas?
I don't think it was in
It
Texas.
wasn't in Texas.
No.
Well, that's a shock.
No. Hell, we put you on express lane here in Texas. We don't want your ass. Well, put you to death real quick here in Texas, baby. We're one of them. Yeah, let's get him.
This was a federal. This was the first
this is the federal.
federal execution.
I think it's
in
17
years.
17 years.
Yep. 17 years.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
and they've done 3.
you know what?
They're kicking in
You
gear.
know what, John? I had sent this to Travis
quit
too,
this
but
shit.
I don't know. I'm changing it a little bit to the coronavirus. But have you ever heard of a preacher, and I put that in quotes, named John Hagee?
Right.
He's a
I've
big
heard of
preacher.
him.
Yeah, down in Texas.
Oh,
Well, you
yes,
should have
yes, yes.
seen. I passed it on to Travis, and it's amazing. I mean, I listened to about 16 minutes of it, and that was it. But this guy is one of those types that's like, well, screw what the government tells you to do. You know,
We don't
it's
need
a
no stinking
conspiracy
government.
to keep us out of, to keep us out of church.
I think he's a
You have to
Zionist.
watch that. Yeah, he is. He is. And it's like, oh, the word of God says that we're not to forsake the assembling of ourselves together as, and he says the government's trying to tell you what to, you
The
got to hear it.
separation of church and state is a necessity for a free and democratic society. That's what it was said.
But he's mixing it in.
It is scary. I give everybody their right to their religion in whatever way they want to make that, as long as it's not like, don't knock on my door. Them guys, cut that shit out.
Jehovah's Witness.
But whatever you want to do, that's your business. But when you start seeing the blending of religious beliefs into our laws, that's where we all have to stand up, even if you're a religious person.
That's a theocracy, and that's terrifying.
That is terrifying. And Mike Pompeo, like I said the other day, he's one of these guys. He's waiting for the second coming, baby. He wants to see the blood up to the bridle.
He's a doomsday cultist.
Yep, he's just ready to go. I don't want that as a State Department. That's the guy who can start a war.
He's been doing at the State Department should be is against the law.
Yeah.
And people are speaking out. Mike Pompeo is just as crooked as they come.
As a what do they call him? Preacher, prosperity preacher. Yeah, that's that's
gospel
just
of prosperity.
Gospel of prosperity, baby. That's what God intended
seems
you
like
to be.
that's our
Rich.
Christianity here in the United States.
What's that, Velda?
These people.
Our version of Christianity.
Yep.
It's the prosperity gospel.
Yep.
Yeah, that's.
Some of the churches do it, not all of them.
Not all of them. No, I'm not.
Enough of them.
Yeah, there's enough of them. And one of them is the presidential's religious advisor. She's a big that blonde lady.
God, yeah.
Yeah, she's a big prosperity preacher. Send me your money, and God's going to make you rich. I don't think that's the way it works. Somebody ends up getting rich. It's they cut out that part of the Bible where it says leave a quarter of your field for the poor, for the hungry. It says it right there in the Bible. If you have much, you should give much. That's what you should do. If you have something, you should benefit those around you with it.
Or it being easier for a camel to get through the eye of the needle than it is for rich men to get into
I think
heaven.
they're negotiating that. I think they're right in the middle of some heavy negotiations.
Making bigger needles.
Yes, bigger needles, I think, is part of it. Yeah, that's about it.
Bernadette, I got to blame you for something real quick.
Oh,
I didn't do it.
Yes, you did.
You got me reading the New York Times.
I saw it. What was
and I
it?
saw the breaking story for tonight that Trump is trying to push the ambassador to get the British Open move to one of his golf courses out there
Jesus Christ.
to Turnberry, and he's leaned on the ambassador. Get the British Open for me.
This day, he doesn't abuse the monuments
It's
cause
in
at
your
all, does he?
face. It's in your
He's
face.
doing it.
The hits just keep on
right.
coming.
It's just, it doesn't
And
matter.
This is why he needs to go. He's not even trying to hide this shit anymore.
No.
Oh, this is
It's not
just
about this country.
never
It's about how
ends.
much he can get in his bank account in the next several months. And baby, he's
Because-
going to kick it in the
because
ass.
he knows he
Yes.
don't need a whole lot of money for his legal defense.
Ain't that the truth? He better
I
hire
told you earlier,
lots of
John,
lawyers.
I keep having to turn off the news.
I don't think they have enough lawyers. I think he's going to need bigger lawyers. Like a bigger boat.
Well, can't he?
Yeah,
Won't he just do like he's been always done in the past? Is just object and
Yes,
get it delayed
stall,
and delayed and delayed till he dies.
File a
Pretty
new
much.
motion. Anything you have to do in any particular case, just keep it on the books for years. Look how
But his
long
kids
she's been
still-
audited. And if anybody believes that shit, because the IRS cannot come out and say, no, Mr. Trump is not under audit. That's against the law. Can't talk about his taxes.
Convenient place to hide.
He can say it all day long. Don't make it so. It does not make it so. If somebody's looking at his taxes, I think it's called Congress. I think it's called the New York State Attorney's Office. They're looking at the taxes. Anyway, let me catch this up. Charles Stokel just donated $5 to Super Chat and said, don't get complacent. Act like Trump is up in the polls and vote. Fuck Trump. Exactly. Do not let that roll into this. What happened to Hillary? For a lot of people, they thought, oh, Hillary's going to win. It's a landslide. Look at there. They're going to call it already. And you woke up the next morning and we were stuck with a pile of shit. And Dolores Grant donated $5 to Super Chat and said, what Diana Mallory said, fuck Trump. There you go. That the Republican Senate let him get away with this shit. So Dolores Grant, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And Diana Mallory, bequeather of the gong, came back again with another $5 and said, no, what Bernadette says. Bernadette says what?
Fuck Trump.
I think that's what Bernadette says. Fuck Trump. That's it. Thank you very much, Diana Mallory. I appreciate y'all so much coming in tonight. I guess Travis got the names going for a reason. Is it that time already?
Yeah.
Time flies when you're in here.
Yep.
In this
Creeping up on
conversation.
7:30 for you.
Yeah, it's getting close to 7:30. I gotta. Yeah, I haven't eaten yet.
Not quite 20.
I came
not
in
quite
late.
20 after yet.
Nah, I didn't get no dinner, so I get to eat after the show tonight. So,
Pig.
yeah, woo pig, Randy. I'm so glad you got in here, buddy. Randy's been with us a long time. That hog's been. If you look at them shots, you look back on YouTube.
Right on.
It's been in this
Right
shot
on.
for a long
He's always
time.
been there.
Always been there, and I've watched you, buddy, on Facebook. You had losses in your life that you've been through recently, and yeah, buddy, I'm keeping it.
I love all you guys.
Hey, knock that shit off. Just because we love you back, don't mean you have to come in here with that mushy ass shit. We love you back,
just
buddy.
get grind to do some push-ups.
We love you. I seen you with your daughters just the other. I'm staying on top of you, brother. Didn't you just post a picture with your daughters just the other day?
All right, man. Thank you. I love you guys.
I love you too, Randy. Thank you for coming by, brother. Thank you much. Anyway, I guess we ought to get going. I want to thank all y'all for coming in. Dave, all the way from down under, baby. We always appreciate your voice here, Ozzy.
Thank you very much, mate.
Give us that international
And
view.
Good luck, America, and we're behind you, mate.
Thank you, buddy. We
Keep
appreciate
keeping
it.
an eye on us, Aussie Dave.
Yeah. And
We got your
Bernadette,
back.
baby, what can I say? We always appreciate your voice in here. Bernadette. Hey,
Are
Bernadette.
you talking to me?
I was
I'm sorry.
talking to. I
I'm
was
sorry.
saying
Oh,
such
I
nice
was just
things
thinking-
about you.
I
You
was just thinking. Thank you very much. Thank you to everybody who donated via Super Chat, and for those of you all that want to continue to donate to Randy, there's a link in the description.
There is indeed.
Thank you very much for that.
We want to thank Andy Pagoda, the fifth Filthy Mouth Liberal, for coming by and saying hello. Yes, the link
Yep.
is still there if you want to help
So donate to him directly.
Andy out. Yeah, and we do. We greatly appreciate those who donate. And remember that this
certainly
is
do.
all from your heart. This is no requirement on anybody. And
You guys are amazing.
this family, my family, appreciates it tremendously. We've been able to grow because of it, and and the family grows constantly anyway. We always getting all that mushy shit again. Anyway, David, thank you so much for coming by. We appreciate it. Your voice is always welcome here, my friend.
Thank you. I'll leave you with some good news.
What's
since
the
I
good
brought
news,
so
buddy?
much bad.
We need some.
A week from today, I should have a leg. I should be officially a cyborg.
Standing.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna have to go a little period of adjusting to that, or is it something that you think?
Oh, I'll be learning. Lots to learn, but
Lots to
it's
learn.
still good news.
It's a path in front of you, buddy, and we're just tickled to death for you. Yeah, come back. We want your voice in here.
I keep fighting the fight. I mean, and you guys keep encouraging me to do so. So, yep, I will be back. Sometimes just to listen, but sometimes I'll jump in here too.
Well, we want you to, brother. And like I said, I admire your courage. What you're facing is not easy. To lose a limb.
People have faced worse. You know what I think about every time I think feeling sorry for myself for my leg? I think about Tammy Duckworth.
There you go. She lost both.
Hey, you know what? Dave? You can be all right because you got the right attitude,
That's it.
dude. You got the right attitude.
You got the right attitude. You can kick anybody's ass. One leg or no legs.
Like I said, I'm happy about it. This is ending on good news for me.
That's what you be. You be happy with who you are, no matter how you end up, baby. It's where you are, and that's where you got to live with it. And so there's only two ways to go. You can be bitter, or you can be like David, and face it head on and march forward, baby. That's all you can do. Adapt, overcome, go forward. David, we appreciate your voice. Yes,
We'll
Velica?
have to say goodbye sooner than that because I got to get hubby some coffee.
Oh, go get that man some coffee. Hugs to you, Velica. Thank you for being here, baby. We appreciate it tremendously.
Hugs to me,
All right. And John I Fly, thank you so much for being here, buddy. Your voice is always welcome.
Quite welcome.
Thank you for the letter. I learned a lot about not only your life, but that air of, like I said, where you grew up and where you worked and everything. And
yeah, I feel like sitting down and just sharing a part of my personal
We
life.
get a letter every month from Mary Ann McLaughlin up in Royal Oak, Michigan. I don't need to read her ad. I know where she is because we hear from her every month, and I hear Mama really we enjoy those letters from her. You know,
well, you may hear more from me, so just get ready.
Let it roll, Johnny. Let it roll.
Stalker.
Stalker. Yeah, I got his picture
now,
too.
Aussie, I will not make you jealous. I promise.
Yeah. Flirt away, my friend. Anyway.
Oh, gee, I'm going to have wet dreams now.
Oh, Lord. See, there you go. All right. I appreciate everybody for being here, for being a part of this family, our YouTube family, our Facebook family. Randy Peterson, buddy, again, thank you for coming by. Is this your first time in here?
Yeah, I just figured out Discord thanks to Travis on the website. I mean, I had a problem going into the site at first, and it was almost like a gamer site. I'm like, I don't want to play Pong with somebody.
I know. That's what he first told me, gamer site.
Well, the good thing is
put it out there, and the website's very well done.
Thank you.
He did a great job on the website, walked you right through it. Boom, I'm in there, and just click on the right stuff. And
don't be a stranger.
And I mean, I got to give Travis a kudos for what he's done. He's done such a great job.
He deserves it. Every
well
bit
done,
of it.
Travis. Well done, mate.
Because I just run my mouth. Everything else that you see and everything else that happens is because he does it. So
but I look back at the shed when wasps are flying around and the toolbox is there.
They're still out there.
Stuff. Oh yeah, and the fiberglass roof and all that, and I go, man, I've been with this guy a long time. I was going to do my last rant out there on Friday, beer and bud, but I got in here too late. It was almost 4:30, which is what time I do it, and I would have had to move the cameras, the computer, and everything, and run down to the shop and set up down there. It would have took me another 15, 20 minutes. So I just
got to rescue, guys.
Oh, outstanding, Dave. We'll let you go.
I'll see you, Ozzy.
And for the rest of the family, we
John,
thank you. Yes,
I'm gonna send you something down, hog related, of course, for the shed. So look at the mail in the next couple of weeks. I'll be sending you something for the shed.
Well, we appreciate it, Randy. I love my painting I got today from Theresa Bigham. I just love this. And somebody said, well, it looks like a bird. It is. It's the resolute eagle. And America is rising up, baby. Theresa Bigham, again, thank you so much for the artwork, baby. It's going to be hanging in here.
Beautiful.
Man, we have some talented members of this family. We really do. Anyway, like I said, Randy, thank you for being here, brother. Now that you found your way, don't be a stranger. We appreciate it. For the rest of you out there, remember, we are the soldiers in the field, baby. We are the ones that have to change this. Our voice, our vote, it's what makes a difference in this country. I never thought anybody would listen to me. And now we have a pretty large-sized family here, baby. And it's not just my voice. It's y'all's voice, too. And so please, go by the website, bluedotintexas.com. Check out, you can see the show there. You can get a link to the Discord. Come by and join us in a conversation and all that kind of stuff. Tomorrow is Wednesday, baby. Clyde's Day. So we will be with Clyde tomorrow, Hump Day. We'll get through this, and then we'll slide into our next Blue Dot family meeting on Thursday night. So y'all take care. Wash your hands. Social distance. Wear your mask. All that stuff. Stay away from nasty people. And let's be safe. Anyway, I love you. Y'all take care, and we'll see y'all later. Bye now. Y'all say bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
There you go. Y'all take it easy.